What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 14, and we're starting today's stuff as a brand new season begins, our second year in the Premier League at the City Ground, and we have got in our budget for Season 2's summer transfer window £51 million, which is pretty much exactly what I expected. We stayed in the Premier League, avoided that major financial blow of relegation to the Championship, so a little bit better than last year's, but nothing astronomical. 51 mil is about what I expected. So heading back into Season 2, no doubt about it, the board saying to me that we need a better and stronger showing this season. The objectives remain the same. Finish mid-table, reach the last 16 in the FA Cup. We failed both of those objectives last season, so we'll need to improve this time around. Our on-the-pitch objectives for the board, as you can see, are to keep the goals coming. We want to be in the top 10 for scoring, just like last year. Defend better. Self-explanatory after last year, and also try some new systems as well. You know, don't stick to the same tactic, but vary it up a little bit too, because obviously last season you would have seen it. We played a 5-3-2 in practically every single game. Yes, of course, sometimes I would change the system midway through the game, especially if we were clinging onto a 1-goal lead and I put 10 men behind the ball. But obviously this season I would like to change things up a little bit. Some of you guys said last year the 5-3-2 isn't really working for me, so yeah, I want to stick with the 5-3-2 for the most part, because I like having an identity with a club both off and on the pitch, but I will vary it up a little bit this season and try a few different things. So yeah, heading into the new season, as you can see, the biggest bit of news is this. Man, EA! Make it make sense! You know, obviously I'm a long-term lurker on the R FIFA Careers subreddit. Shout out to all my FIFA Careers subreddit users. But I've seen a lot of you guys saying this year that dynamic potential is even more broken than it was before. Rodri Brown last year had the joint second most assists in the Premier League, I believe. Or maybe third most assists in the Premier League. And his potential has been downgraded from exciting prospect to showing great potential. 3 goals from left wing back, some brilliant performances all year long, and his potential as a teenager has been downgraded. How? Why? What? Where? When? I mean, how does that make sense, EA? How does that make sense? Ridiculous. We can downgrade his potential, EA, but you can't decrease his ability. He's still going to be my starting left back this year. And as you run through the players with their deals that come the end of the season, obviously you would have seen, we saw Jack Colback go to Bristol City on a free. Loads of players have their deals up come the end of the season. We are going to rebuild Nottingham Forest in this summer transfer window, but I have given free contracts out. Scott McKenna will be staying. Scott the Block. Mangala, who I like to be fair, came in to start of last season, signed by Steve Cooper. I like him, so I'm going to keep Mangala for another 3 years, as the Belgian will remain. And of course, club captain Joe Worrell. Now, I will be totally honest here. Last year I found in my back five, I rotated the defence quite often, but Worrell actually wasn't a great defender for me, but he is club captain, so of course he will be staying. Having said that, the rest are going to go. Yeah, I said it in the last episode, we're going to rebuild Nottingham Forest in this summer window, so whilst there's some decent players in there, I'm going to look to sell all of them. And our transfer policy for the new season is as follows. Well, whilst we have got a decent budget, we're going to make sure we get good value for money deals. So look for players that were a part of relegated teams last year. We do need a rebuild, no doubt about it. Clear out the deadwood and reduce the squad size. And we need some more experience as well. Last year, you know, really youthful team. Obviously, there were a few seniors in there, but we need some proper good experience and winners experience and dressing room leaders as well. You know, I love them. So my transfer list has 15 players on it. I was not kidding when I said we are going to do a rebuild with Nottingham Forest. We did not change much last season, but this year we are having a clear out. Our youth academy objectives are as follows. Keep the one scout in England and look for those Nottingham-based talents. Continue to stay close to home and send our scouts to Ireland and Northern Ireland, because Scotland and Wales did well for us last season, and we want at least another 2 youth players turning professional this year. Our academy looks like this. I've got 4 players in it because I released Bates, one of our young right backs, but our best talent is that 15-year-old Oscar Stevens, 89-94 potential. I think he might be one of the 2 players in our academy getting a pro deal this year. So Last year, I was pretty pleased with our scouts going to Scotland and Wales. Picked up Dave Bell, who we're going to try and loan out this year. His potential's also been downgraded, by the way. That one I'm not too disappointed about, but obviously Rodri Brown as well. Scotland and Wales did well for us last year, so stay close to home. Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland this time around. So, with 51 million in the budget and a rebuild required, this is my transfer shortlist. And the board said, despite our budget being quite fair, look for good value for money deals. So, players that were part of relegated teams last year and freebies as well. And to get some more experience and dressing room leaders too. Oh yeah, really excited to have this guy in. I think this guy, at times, is a bit of a scapegoat at Old Trafford. But released in the summer window, it's the Brazilian Fred. And Fred the Red will remain in red as he swaps Old Trafford for the City ground. Yup, Fred is in on a 3-year deal, 45 grand a week, as he takes a big pay cut to come here as well. And he's got two of my favourite traits in the game, solid player and team player as well. High work rates, bags of energy. I really like Fred, I really do. I think he's such a scapegoat at Old Trafford, man, because I know there were the memes at the start of the season, McFred, Manchester United's DM duo of McTominay and the Brazilian, but to me, if you've watched Fred play for Brazil, you'll know that when he's given a bit more free reign, he can show what he's capable of. I think the problem is, especially under Solskjaer, he was playing in a role where you don't really get the best out of him. He was limited and couldn't really show what he's capable of when the ball's at his feet and he's going for. He's got tremendous balance and agility and a great dribbler of the ball, Fred. And again, I think when you have Fred on a short leash, you don't really get much out of him. But I think when you give him the free rein to go and create and to be more of a free roll kind of guy, drift out of position, that's when you'll see Fred has got quality in him. I think that's the problem really at Old Trafford, especially under Solskjaer as well. He wasn't really given as much free rein, but in this Nottingham Forest team, in our 5-3-2, he's my perfect player for that midfield trio because we want players with bags of energy through that middle of the park that can defend, but also offer something when going forward as well. Fred is in on a 3-year deal. He's a freebie. He has experience and winners experience as well during his time at Shakhtar Donetsk, and he's got plenty of caps for the Brazil team. And as well, joining him will be, talk of win of experience, Salvatore Sirigu, released by Napoli, who are off to a flying start this season. Can we give Spalletti some credit for Napoli's great start this season, both domestically and in Europe as well? With Sirigu, released in the summer, 36 years old. He was PSG's starting goalkeeper for many years, won multiple honours in the French football world, Ligue 1s and Coupe Nationales as well. But Sirigu, now 36 years old, he is in. Henderson's gone back to Old Trafford, and he was also part of the Italy squad that won the Euros last year as well. Of course, Donnarumma started the games, but even so, Sirigu, he's a winner. He's got winner's experience, international experience, and he's in on a freebie to replace Dean Henderson as well. Would he start in this team? No, I'm still going to go and sign Dean Henderson. But for our third signing of the window, I said a rebuild was going to be happening at the City ground, and it continues all the way up until the end of today's episode. Sam Surridge on the transfer list. The bid came in from Osasuna, but that wasn't realistic to me. But this was. Sam Surridge, for those that aren't aware, came through the Bournemouth Academy. The Cherries were relegated in the summer. He's not good enough for the Premier League in this save, but he's good enough for the second tier, and he's going to return back where it all started. Yep, Sam Surridge going back to the team where he made his professional debut. He's back to Bournemouth, the team he came through the academy with, and we will take Dominic Solanke off the Cherries. Yep, of course, in Bournemouth's promotion-winning season last year in real life, Solanke was the second highest scorer in the second tier behind Mitrovic. The only concern with Solanke to me is he's one of those strikers where you always have that question, can he do it in the Premier League? Of course he can do it in the Championship, but can he do it in the Premier League? So many strikers are like that. Jordan Rhodes, the most famous example of a striker who can tear up the second tier. But in the Premier League, you think, maybe you can't make the jump. Can Solanke? Well, I am going to bring him in. A cheap deal plus Sam Surridge going the other way for the 25-year-old, 76 rated, higher rated than Surridge. I think he'll have higher potential as well. And he's a really good physical striker as well. I like him. I do. And Solanke is in as one of our backup strikers for the new season. So, that will do it for signings in the season opener. But guys, if you think we're done there, think again. We still have the vast majority of our budget remaining, around £43 million after the signings of Sirigu and Fred, to add winners, experience and leadership in the dressing room as freebies, and Solanke coming in. We've still got 14 players on our transfer list, a ton of money to spend. And in the very next episode, guys, whatever you do, don't miss it, because it's going to be a transfer special and a complete rebuild. Thanks for watching the season opener, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you haven't, like, much love to you. Have a fantastic day. And don't miss the next episode, whatever you do, man. It's just transfers, transfers, transfers. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you for the rebuild at the City Ground very soon.